Attention passionate Seattle, SEAHAWKS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle, SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news now. If you've been following the Seahawks this offseason, you know it's been pretty eventful, especially at the quarterback position. Seattle, after a solid 2024 season finishing with a 10-7 record, missed out on the playoffs, something that definitely left a bitter taste in the mouths of fans and management alike. It's a team with a lot of talent, a roster that's ready to compete at a high level, but the quarterback position has always been the key question mark. And this offseason, the Seahawks made a bold move by trading away Geno Smith, who had been their starter and a steady presence under center for quite some time. In return, they signed Sam Darnold to a 3-year contract, bringing in a player with a lot of potential, but also a lot of inconsistency. Darnold, who will be 28 by the time this season kicks off, had a breakout year last season with the Minnesota Vikings, but let's be honest, consistency has always been his challenge. The Seahawks are clearly trying to build a competitive roster around him, but many fans and analysts are wondering if they're done making moves at the quarterback spot. And here's where things get really interesting. Much like what we saw last year in Atlanta, when the Falcons signed Kirk Cousins in free agency, but also drafted Michael Penix Jr. The Seahawks might be plotting a similar strategy. And no, I'm not just talking about drafting another rookie. I mean, there's a real possibility of pulling off a trade for a young, talented quarterback, someone who could be the future of this franchise. That player, according to some sources and rumors swirling around the league, is Anthony Richardson. Yes, Richardson, the young, dynamic quarterback who was supposed to be a franchise cornerstone for the Indianapolis Colts. But here's the catch. Richardson's development has been a bit rocky so far, and that's putting it mildly. You see, Richardson was considered by many to be a generational talent with a ton of upside. His dual-threat ability, his athleticism, his arm strength, everything pointed to a future superstar. But in Indianapolis, things haven't quite clicked the way many expected. Richardson has been inconsistent, partly due to his development situation. He was benched at one point, then thrown back into the fire, but the Colts, who also added Daniel Jones to their roster, are clearly not waiting around. They want results now, and with Jones showing some promise, Richardson's future in Indianapolis looks uncertain. This is where the Seahawks could swoop in. With Richardson not on the best terms with the Colts and their willingness to compete for a starting spot, the possibility of a trade opens up. Now, imagine Richardson in Seattle's offensive scheme, under the guidance of coach Clint Kubiak, who is known for his creative, outside zone-based offense. Kubiak's system emphasizes play action, motion, and leveraging the quarterback's mobility and arm strength, which suits Richardson perfectly. Think about Richardson's skill set, his ability to throw accurately, his speed, his agility. He's a player who, with proper development, could become a true dual-threat nightmare for defenses. So far, he has accumulated over 391 passing yards and 11 touchdowns through the air, plus another 635 rushing yards and 10 touchdowns on the ground. Those numbers may not seem overwhelming, but they show a lot of promise, especially considering he's only 22 years old. If Richardson can improve his accuracy and make his game more consistent while limiting turnovers, he could really flourish in a system designed to maximize his strengths. And let's be honest, the Seahawks have a lot going for them right now. Besides their offensive scheme, they have some key pieces that could help Richardson reach his potential. Players like Jackson Smith-Njigba, who's proven to be a reliable target, could thrive in this offense. Kenneth Walker III, with his explosiveness and vision, can take pressure off the quarterback and help open up space for big plays. Plus, the addition of someone like Cooper Kupp, if they manage to bring him in, would give Richardson a true star receiver to work with, someone who can make tough catches and create separation in critical moments. Now, I've got to emphasize, Richardson is still very young, and the Seahawks could be the perfect team to develop him. Unlike the Colts, who haven't given him the consistent playing time or supporting cast he needs, Seattle has shown through recent seasons that they're willing to invest in their quarterback's growth. They've got a coaching staff that's innovative and focused on player development, and they're not afraid to take risks if it means better long-term success. And this potential trade could be a win-win situation for everyone involved. The Colts, who are in a bit of a rebuild mode after adding Daniel Jones, might see Richardson as a valuable asset to trade for, especially if he doesn't win the starting job outright. For Richardson, heading to Seattle means a fresh start, a chance to thrive in an offense that plays to his strengths, and the opportunity to develop into the franchise quarterback many scouts believed he would be coming out of college. For the Seahawks, acquiring a player like Richardson could be the missing piece that elevates the entire team and sets them up for a deep playoff run in the coming seasons. Of course, all of this hinges on a lot of factors: Richardson's development, the Colts' willingness to trade, and Seattle's ability to negotiate a fair deal. But the mere possibility has fans excited, and it's a storyline that's gaining momentum as we get closer to the season. The Seahawks have always been a team that's not afraid to make bold moves, and this could be one of the biggest they've pulled off in recent memory. Think about it: a young quarterback with immense upside, brought into a system that's tailored to allow him to thrive, surrounded by talented players and a coaching staff that believes in building the future. Now, for the Seahawks fans watching, I know it's a lot to process, but it's also incredibly exciting. The idea of seeing Richardson in Seahawks colors, running that outside zone scheme, with play action and motion opening up passing lanes, it's a tantalizing prospect. It's a future that could redefine the NFC West and perhaps even shake up the entire NFC landscape. The Seahawks have been quietly building a team that's capable of contending, and adding a young, dynamic quarterback like Richardson could be the final piece to the puzzle. As we look ahead, the NFL landscape is always shifting, and the Seahawks are clearly in the mix. They're not just waiting around for things to happen, they're actively shaping their future. The trade rumors are just the beginning of what could be a very interesting saga over the next few weeks. Will they pull the trigger? Will Richardson get his fresh start in Seattle? Only time will tell, but one thing's sure: this is a story that Seahawks fans cannot afford to ignore. The potential for a new franchise quarterback, a fresh burst of energy and talent, could be on the horizon, and it's a development that might just define the next era of Seahawks football. So stay tuned, keep your eyes peeled for updates, and get ready for what promises to be an exciting ride. The Seahawks are always about making bold moves, and if they pull this off, it could set the stage for a new chapter of success. Remember, in Seattle, we don't just support a team, we're part of a family, a passionate community that loves this game, this team, and the thrill of chasing greatness. And I promise, I'll be right here, providing you with all the latest updates, analysis, and insights as this story unfolds. Until then, keep the faith, stay excited, and let's see what the future holds for the Seattle Seahawks and their quest for another Super Bowl appearance. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seattle Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seattle Seahawks news.